use power for country's benefit. National cybersecurity policy to be introduced next year. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad today reminded the government and administration members that the power bestowed upon them is meant for them to carry out their duties and not for their self-interest. Speaking at the monthly assembly with a staff of the Prime Minister's department in Putrajaya, he said if power was to be abused, the country would not progress and thus cause moral decline in the society.
Kuasa itu mungkin akan menyebabkan sesuatu yang tidak baik bagi negara kita. Adalah lebih baik kita tidak laksanakan kuasa itu. Adalah lebih baik kita runding dan mendapat nasihat tentang bagaimana kuasa itu nak didirikan.
Tun Dr. Mahathir also said he wanted members of the administration to understand and be clear that the purpose of establishing a government was to ensure the country becomes more progressive. Meanwhile, Tun Dr. Mahathir said the country's wealth should be distributed equally to reduce the gap between the urban and rural areas. This, the Premier said, could be achieved with good governance, without corruption and events internationally made to stir chaos and racial animosity. Tun Dr. Mahathir added that the government wants to see all Malaysians enjoy the country's wealth and independence.
Bukanlah niat kita untuk menghalang perkembangan di bandar-bandar, kekayaan di bandar-bandar. Tetapi kalau jarak antara yang kaya dengan yang miskin itu terlalu jauh, maka akan timbullah perasaan iri hati dan benci. Dan akhirnya ini akan menyebabkan negara kita menghadapi permusuhan antara bandar dengan luar bandar, antara miskin dengan kaya.
The Malaysian government is committed to ensuring that women enjoy their human rights and fundamental freedom. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said in releasing this commitment, the government is working towards formulating a gender equality bill as an investment for the country at several levels.
In empowering the community to build a more productive and prosperous society, focus will be given to children, youth and the elderly and women. This is in tandem with the SDGs, number 5, which is to achieve gender equality and to empower all women and girls.
She said this when officiating the Big Tulip Summit, Women in Business, Industry and Government program, being held at the nation's capital for 2 days beginning today. Now, the program themed The Power of Purpose, Positivity and Resilience is organized by the Othman Yop Abdullah Graduate School of Business, University Utara Malaysia. Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah said presently in Malaysia, there are 32 women out of 222 members in the House of Representatives and 13 women out of the 67 in the Senate. A national cybersecurity policy will be introduced in the first quarter of next year to curb cyber attacks. Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo said the policy aimed to curb cyber attacks from within and outside the country, including to protect personal information of internet users. In addition, Mr. Gobind said the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission will work together with the National Cybersecurity Agency, the Home Ministry and the Royal Malaysian Police to form a comprehensive policy.
We propose to introduce a national cybersecurity policy in the first quarter of next year. Recently, we have heard of many breaches. We have heard, for example, of ransomware attacks here in Malaysia. We have also heard of data breaches, which underscore the need for us to look at the security aspect of the use of internet seriously.
The Public Accounts Committee will continue with planned proceedings related to One Malaysia Development Berhad criminal charges by calling up 3 individuals. The 3 are the Auditor General Tan Sri Dr. Madina Muhammad, former Auditor General Tan Sri Amrin Buang and former Government Audit Sector Director Saadatul Nafisa Bashir Ahmad.
Kita akan panggil Tan Sri Amrin, the former Auditor General, sebagai salah satu seorang daripada saksi-saksi yang kita kenal pasti untuk memberi keterangan kepada PSC.
Tan Sri Amrin will give his testimony tomorrow. Tan Sri Dr. Madina will be called on the 5th of December, while Saadatul Nafisa will be giving her statement the next day. The PAC has initially set aside 3 days to begin its probe into the alleged tampering of the audit report. The Public Accounts Committee, or PAC, will proceed with its probe on the Transport and Youth and Sports Ministries following several punitive issues that cropped up in the Auditor General's Report 2017 Series 2. Auditor General Tan Sri Dr. Madina Muhammad, however, says this does not mean that action will immediately be taken or those involved be punished, as the issues need to be fully investigated first.
Kata punitive itu bukan bermaksud kesalahan itu telah dibuktikan, perlu ada siasatan lanjut oleh pihak-pihak tertentu. Kalau ia melibatkan kecuaian pejabat awam, siasatan akan dilaksanakan oleh Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam. Kalau melibatkan pihak-pihak ketiga, sama ada kontraktor, konsultan dan sebagainya, ia juga akan disiasat oleh pihak-pihak seperti CIDB dan juga pihak-pihak yang berkuasa.
The committee is expected to call up several individuals involved from both ministries to assist in their probe. The Education Ministry is setting up a committee to review and improve the history curriculum, such as including the case of the 1MDB scandal in school textbooks. Minister Dr. Mazli Malik said this is crucial and necessary, as it would serve as a lesson for the younger generation to prevent them from making the same mistakes.
Saya boleh memberikan jaminan bahawa isu 1MDB akan dimasukkan dalam sejarah Malaysia supaya generasi ke depan tidak akan mengulangi. Begitu juga dengan jenayah besar yang dilakukan oleh ahli politik di dalam menyamun
harta 1MDB, hutang cuma 31, aset 42 bilion, hutang 31 bilion masuk dalam sejarah.
Begitu juga
itu masukkan juga dalam.
Begitu juga sejarah yang menyaksikan bahawa khazanah negara telah disamun oleh pemimpin akan dimasukkan dalam sejarah juga.
Dr. Mazli said this in response to Pontian Member of Parliament Dato Sri Ahmad Mazlan, who raised a question with regards to teaching history in Chinese private schools. Dr. Mazli said the committee would work with existing committees as well as academicians and experts on history in the country and abroad. The ministry, he said, would also hold a series of discourse with historians to obtain the historical perspective with a fresher and more productive narrative. The Royal Malaysian Police seized 124,390 amphetamine pills worth 1.24 million ringgit in Kelantan, with the arrests of 2,246 people between January and September of 2018. Deputy Home Minister Dato' Muhammad Aziz Jaman said police welcomed the assistance from the public, whether from individuals, village heads or non-governmental organizations, to cooperate with the National Anti-Drug Agency in combating drug activities, particularly in their own area.
Kita mengalu-alukan dan kita mengharapkan bantuan orang ramai, khususnya bila melibatkan tentang pembenterasan penyalahgunaan data ini. Dan disebutkan tadi sama ada kita akan mempergunakan ketua-ketua kampung. Saya amat setuju dengan saranan ini. In fact, agensi anti-dada juga sentiasa mengalu-alukan keterlibatan mana-mana pihak, termasuk juga wakil-wakil rakyat jika perlu.
Dato' Muhammad Aziz said this in Parliament today. The Johor Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission has been told to investigate allegations of misappropriation of the Johor's Bumiputra quota contribution payment trust fund of over 800,000 ringgit. Now, the allegation was made based on dubious transactions made during a working visit to London before the 14th general election. Now, Senggarang Assemblyman Khairuddin Rahim has lodged a report regarding the issue at the MACC headquarters in Johor. He hopes that the thorough investigation will be conducted by MACC.
Untuk makluman semua, tabung amanah ni dia sumbangan 7.5% daripada ke atas setiap lot Bumiputra yang dijual, yang dilepaskan oleh pemaju. Jadi perkara ini semua adalah yang dilakukan sebelum PRU ke-14.
The establishment of the fund is aimed at financing the facilities in residential parks.
Perkara yang dibuat sebelum pertukaran.
Coming up, MCA needs consensus of component parties to call for BN dissolution. Welcome back. 68 people have been arrested so far to facilitate investigations in connection with last Monday's riot at Sri Maha Mariamman Temple in USJ 25 Subang Jaya in Selangor. It was reported that 58 people were arrested regarding the incident last week. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said police cannot estimate how many more will be arrested as it depends on investigation which is being conducted intensively in Selangor.
Masih menempatkan anggota PGA, anggota FRU dan juga daripada pejabat polis daerah Subang Jaya untuk terus melaksanakan proses pemantauan agar sebarang perkara yang tidak diingini tidak berulang ataupun tidak berlaku lagi, insya-Allah. Jadi keadaan keseluruhannya amat terkawal dan cukup aman pada ketika ini.
He said this to reporters after presenting the Jasa Pahlawan Negara Medal to 414 police officers and personnel from the Sabah police contingent near Papa. He also advised the people to be responsible when disseminating information through the social media, including on the temple incident. The Prime Minister's wife, Tun Dr. Siti Hasma Muhammad Ali, advised firefighters to be cautious when performing their duties to avoid any untoward incidents. Now, she was referring to an incident involving firefighter Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim, who was seriously injured when attacked during a riot at the Sri Maha Mariamman Temple. Tun Dr. Siti Hasma was met today after visiting the firefighter who is being treated at the National Heart Institute or IJN today. She spent about 30 minutes with the doctors treating Muhammad Adib, receiving updates on his current status. In a release statement, Fire and Rescue Department Director General Datuk Muhammad Hamdan Wahid said Tun Dr. Siti Hasma also spent some time with Muhammad Adib's family members. Earlier, she was greeted on arrival at IJN by senior officers of the Fire and Rescue Department and IJN, as well as Muhammad Adib's family. Muhammad Adib, meanwhile, continued to show positive signs of recovery, able to understand some instructions and being aware of what is happening around him. Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Dr. Mat Farid Mat Rafiq, said despite that, Muhammad Adib continues to receive painkillers amongst other medication. Datuk Dr. Mat Farid was met after visiting Muhammad Adib at the National Heart Institute today. Now, MCA has no right to demand for the dissolution of Barisan Nasional, as such a decision should be taken by all component parties through consensus. Now, speaking to the media at the Parliament lobby today, Barisan Nasional Chairman Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zaid Hamidi says MCA has to sit down with UMNO and other component parties to discuss the matter before making any decision.
Tidak mempunyai hak untuk mencadangkan supaya Barisan Nasional dibubarkan. Walaupun ianya merupakan satu cadangan, mereka harus mengetahui bahawa sebarang keputusan yang dibuat oleh Barisan Nasional ianya hendaklah dibuat secara konsensus atau sebulat suara.
Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid was commenting on the resolution by MCA delegates during its 65th General Assembly to initiate the dissolution process.
Biarpun begitu,
The National Registration Department, or NRD, will improve the quality of its services via mobile bus under the Express Mobile program, which will be rolled out next year. Now, services such as the application of MyCard and birth certificates will be completed on location compared to the previous 7-day period. Its Director General, Dato' Muhammad Razin Abdullah, said 4 buses will be prepared, including in Sabah and Sarawak. The buses are still, however, in the testing stage to ensure that it runs smoothly next year. The service also depends on the demand from the local community.
Ke kawasan di mana selagi mana bas tu boleh masuk, kan? Komuniti boleh memohon untuk mendapatkan perkhidmatan bas, kan? Kalau dia orang ada event apa-apa event, dia orang boleh jemput kita, dan kalau ada mana kita tarikh tu kosong, kita akan tak ada masalah lah untuk kita pergi ke tempat-tempat berkenaan lah.
Dato' Muhammad Razin said this at the NRD event with the media at Kuala Terengganu. He added, as for those living on the islands, NRD also has the same group to provide the service to facilitate the local community without going to the NRD office. Economic Affairs Minister Dato' Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali today said that there were Malaysians abroad who were interested to come home and play a part in the third national car project that was mooted by Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Now, speaking to reporters at the Parliament lobby after addressing the Upper House on the 11th Malaysia Plan midterm review, Dato' Sri Muhammad Azmin said the goal of the project is to develop engineering capacity amongst us, the Malaysians. Dato' Sri Muhammad Azmin said that the topic was still in discussion, and yesterday he brought the matter up to the National Development Council, which is chaired by the Prime Minister.
But certainly we will continue to discuss and engage with all the stakeholders, and now MITE is taking charge as a secretariat to discuss with all the stakeholders to prepare for the prototype, hopefully by next year.
A secretariat has been charged to discuss the issue with all stakeholders to prepare a prototype, and he hopes it will be ready by next year. He said the Malaysian Industry Government Group for High Technology, a think tank under the purview of the Prime Minister's department, projected that the first model of the third national car is expected to hit the market by year 2020. Proton sold 4,820 cars in November, making up an estimated 10.2% market share of the total industry volume. Now, this was supported by its attractive pricing strategy and zero sales and services tax pricing policy. The company's upsurge in sales was mainly due to aggressive marketing and promotion, and the move to absorb the tax for all models had found favor with buyers. Proton is continuing its zero SST pricing policy for all current models to make it easier for its customers to own a Proton car. Meanwhile, for December, Proton will be celebrating its recent victory in the 2018 Sepang 1,000-kilometer endurance race with a promotion entitled Champion Rebates of up to 3,000 ringgit for 4 of its brands, namely the Ertiga, Iris, Persona and Saga. In conjunction with the holiday period, Proton is also offering a free 18-point safety inspection for all Proton models at its authorized service centers beginning 4th of December and continues until the end of February of 2019, embracing major festive periods. The Malacca government will cooperate with Sichuan province in China to develop Malacca's health and education tourism industry through the exchange of expertise. Chief Minister Adli Zahari said Sichuan province has over 100 universities, which includes Chengdu University, which is one of the world's leading universities. Through the cooperation, Adli hopes that Chengdu University will open a branch in Malacca to further develop the state's culture and education. Meanwhile, in terms of medical tourism, Malacca will be able to provide medical services for tourists from Sichuan.
Medical tourism, karena kalau kita lihat 91 juta penduduk, sudah barang pasti mereka memerlukan banyak kepakaran dan sebagainya. Dan Malacca memang mempunyai potensi itu. Kita sudah ada 4 buah hospital swasta yang memberikan perkhidmatan terbaik kepada sama ada penduduk di Malaysia maupun kepada pelancong, dan memang kita ada program untuk meningkatkan lagi. bilangannya, dan kita memang mengalu-alukan kerjasama ataupun sokongan daripada Sichuan sendiri.
Adli said this after receiving a visit from the Sichuan delegation at Srinagri in Aikro, Malacca. The state government is planning to hold a Sichuan week in Malacca to help local investors identify the prospects of it and help promote Malacca in the region. On to sports. Malaysia bagged its second gold medal at the World Bowling Championships 2018 in Hong Kong, when Adrian Ang and Tun Amirul Hakim Tun Hasnul Azam bagged the men's doubles gold medal yesterday. Take a look. According to the championship website www.2018wmc.worldbowling.org, the Malaysians defeated American opponents E.J. Tackett and Andrew Anderson 433-370 in the final. The Malaysians had earlier downed Canadians Dan McLellan, Francois Leveux 458-412 in the semi-finals. This was the second goal in as many days after Muhammad Rafiq Ismail became the first Malaysian to win the men's singles title at the championship since 1979, when he defeated McLellan on Saturday. Malaysia last won a gold medal at the Men's World Championships 39 years ago through Alan Hui, Edward Lim and JB Koo in the trios event. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, use power for country's benefit, not personal interests. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more news updates. I'm Adrian Seeds. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening. The Tamil Bulletin is up next. Thanks for watching.